All right, good morning, coaches. First time ever mic'd, especially with two mics. So this could get interesting if I'm moving around a little bit. Just let me know if you can't hear me. We're talking about penetrative mentality, and of course here we have a U12 team, and we work on penetrative mentality almost every day in our training sessions at the university. I think that it's something, if you want your team to be penetrative, and I think we all do because we want to score goals, that it has to be a thread throughout your whole training design. So even when you're working on some defending, your team has to be looking at the penetrative mentality, because that's probably what they're going to be facing when they will be playing. Certainly think that speak up or get it closer. Is that better? Let me know. Keep yelling at me if you can't hear me. If we're going to be a penetrative team, we need penetrative individuals. So a lot of the things that we do today, and it's very relevant for this age group, the U12s, we're going to look at individual techniques, probably some turns, some things that you've seen before, or you've coached before, maybe different names, perhaps some different terminology, but we're going to look at the individual. All right, so we're going to look at the individual penetration first. And most of you have probably coached a lot of penetrative dribbling in the sense of step overs or scissors, things going forward. So today I'm going to look at penetrative dribbling, or preparing yourself to be a penetrative dribbler when you're not necessarily facing and running at a defender. So you might be shielding, you might have your back to a defender. We're going to look at how these players deal with a little bit of pressure. We have a couple of exercises set up. We have what our girls like to call the pit. Set up here. We use benches normally, which are a little bit harder on their shins, but it teaches them really fast not to run into them. But we'll take it easy. We've got some nice soft pads today. But we'll look at the individual first, and then we'll start to go into getting in behind the first defender. And if you see in the notes, we talk about who is the first defender. Most of you know it's that defender that takes that step towards an attacking player. And it doesn't have to be 10 yards. It can just be one step. The higher they get up in the game, the level of play, the smaller that space really becomes, especially in and around the 18-yard box. So it's only sometimes that space behind the defender, all you need is one step or one yard, it may be. All right, so we'll start with the individual, then we'll go in, we'll include another player, and then we'll talk about getting in behind the first defender, and we'll also touch on what Mark has just addressed, is finding those spaces between defenders, those gaps between defenders, and how do we make those penetrative, make those positions that you saw with Mark, penetrative positions. All right, because penetration isn't just always kick it over the top and let's chase. That's not a penetrative team, but you can penetrate between their strikers and their midfield. So there's a space in there. All right, that's a zone that you can penetrate into. The next space is in behind their midfield, in front of their strikers. If you can penetrate their midfield, you're doing well. And in possession, you're doing well. And then of course getting in behind their defenders so that you're in on goal. So there's penetrative spaces, and we're going to look at those, taking what Mark has done and looking at those gaps between defenders into penetration. All right, so we've got a number of things to go through. First, we'll just start with dribbling. We'll take these boys and get them moving around, get them warmed up, and just talk about a few different techniques that I think will be relevant when we go into the pit and when we go into 1-versus-1 area here and a 1-versus-1 area with some targets. All right, hopefully they'll all come out. Those techniques will come out in these sessions. All right, so we'll start. Okay, boys, let's just jump up. Let's start dribbling inside this yellow area. Good, okay, and stop, boys. Good. Now every time that you dribble, I want you to look for space between defenders. Even in here, I want you to keep your head up and find space between defenders. So if I were just running, I'd find that space, get between, find that space, get between. All right, so you're looking for dribbling spaces between defenders. On you go. Find those spaces and get through. Good. 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 It doesn't have to be at full speed all of the time. You can change your speed. You can dribble slow. Good, find spaces between. Good, you might find yourself on the outside of that area. Good, okay, and stop. Good, now as you dribble, just roll that ball across your body so it goes to the other foot. Roll it across your body, nice and tight. On you go. Just roll it. Keep it underneath your body. Roll it. Roll it too far out in front, defenders may get it. Very good. Underneath your body. Keep rolling it underneath your body. Good, and stop. Good, you probably do this by another name perhaps. We just call this a twist off. With the outside of the foot, change direction. It's really a stop the ball, start it, with the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot, because we're twisting in the other direction. A stop and a start. Try those two. Twisting off, stop and start. Good. 2 touches tight underneath your body. Good. Keep them underneath your body. Good. Use that whole space, boys. Good. Okay, and stop. So remember what I said about the twist off. I want you to stop it and then start it. If you cut it, if I cut it, then I have no option but to go back that direction because the ball is out there. If I stop it, and a defender stops, I can keep going in this direction because it's close. If I cut it with the inside of my foot, I have no other option but to go in that direction. So I stop and then start. All right, stop, start. On you go. Twist off inside of the foot, outside of the foot. Stop it, and then start it. Very good. It's underneath your body now. It's well protected. Good. Stop it and start it. Good. And throw in some rolls. You've done some rolls, so stop it, start it with some twist-offs, and roll it across your body. Good. Good. Good little warm-up. Good, and stop. Nice. This time, the fastest way to turn and face a defender without touching the ball is just what we call a slide. And it just looks like this. That looks easy? Try that. Good. Now watch me. You can face me, swing that foot across the front of the ball, and then go backwards over the ball. All right? So swing it across the front, good, and then go backwards over the ball. Good, so it looks like this. It's a step across the front, and then you face the defender. Step across the front, go over backwards. Try that a few times. Step across the front, face the defender. Just a slide. Okay, now, here, come here. So stand next to me. Swing your leg across the front, and then go backwards, or the other way. Backwards. One more time with me. Swing, and then turn. Swing it across the front. Okay, and then backwards. You've got it. All right, let's see those slides. End up facing the opposite direction. Good. A good slide. Good slides. Good. Good. Remember, it's not a step over turn, it's a slide. Swing your leg in front. Good. Good, and stop.